What is going on, guys? It's Burgas here and welcome to another Cow of Dragon video. Today we're going to talk about the marches I'm going to use this season. I'm going to have something like a two type of fights so far. It's going to be when I'm expecting a huge clash. What I mean by huge clash, this means the final zone is going to be huge clash if something don't happen unpredicted or something like this, or some zone we're expecting to have some big clash. And since I'm in the KVK 1 or the top KVK, boy oh boy, I have to be extremely precise with what I'm going to use this season. That's why I'm very excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited. So I'm going to separate the things like two ways of fighting. One of way of fighting is going to be, are we going to have huge fight or not? Now normally here when we're fighting at the station ruins, I will not count that much this as actually a fight. Now the only important moment that this runic Station statue is important is before the gate open, because this 3% stamina recovery speed is going to be crucial for each of the zones. So before every zone try to get this stamina recovery, you're just going to be 3% more stamina for your infantry at the end of the day. But this is a topic for other video or for the leadership. I don't care that much over those things, but still you have to keep this thing in mind. Anyway, what kind of legions I'm going to use? I'm going to start with the first composition. Now the first composition is going to be my old composition, and this is going to be Liliya, Velen, Liliya Theia, Bertrand Tohar, Goresh with Kuma, and Yumink with Gromara. Here I don't know. I mean, the final one, I'm not like 100% sure which one I'm going to use. Most likely it's going to be actually Musiang with Thunderlyn, just because Musiang is one idea better as a commander from the Thunderlyn. Is having the PvP tower tree and also other things that is boosting the output, the damage output of this legion. But what nobody know this season is going to be about the Sunia. Now, since, you know, I don't know, are we going to receive Sunia now or maybe after 1 week or maybe after 2 weeks? I don't know. Is this going to be in this season or at the middle of the season or at the end of the season? I have no idea. So I'm expecting Sunia. Now Sunia is going to make some changes. What kind of change is going to make for my legions is most likely going to replace Musiang or Thunderlyn. I have to test it. Again, this is a new hero, completely new hero. A Sunia, so I'm going to need some testing. So just going with these 5 legions is going to be the first step that I'm going to do. So far, again, Sunia is not in the game, so I cannot say where I'm going to put her or etc. So this is going to be the first legion. The second one is going to be, right now I'm still building that, but it's going to be Liliya Theia, Bertrand Tohar, and Yumink with Gromara. With here, I'm going to actually use Goresh with Skogul. This is going to be one of the legions, and here is going to be Kuma. Where is Kuma? With Joran. This is going to be the second. Now, this one I'm going to actually save it because at one point I'm going to actually use it. I'm going to save it here. Now, why I'm going to use these legions? First of all, Liliya Theia, obviously I'm going to go a little more in deep over the legions specifically for this one. Liliya Theia is giving a buff. She's going to give shots to other units, also increasing their survivability. On top of that is boosting the Liliya. Liliya is the top damage dealer in Cow of Dragons. From there, I have Infernal Flame as an artifact, which is example 1, level 5. So I'm expecting huge damage from this artifact. And also I have this Sapphire Faedrake that is still not fully developed. I'm still working over it, but yeah, this is the pet I'm currently going to use here. Now from there, we're jumping over the Bertrand Tohar. You know this combo is Generation 2 combo. Again, Mirage Orb. This is maybe the best universal artifacts in this game. It's basically like armor piercing shield. It's doing like 6,000 damage, and up to 3, I think it was like 3 enemies, they're going to receive 2k, but it's going to be diffused damage. And artifact skill damage bonus can go from 15% up to 45%. This is some crazy additional effect. I have seen some crazy numbers with the Mirage Orb back in the days when the Mirage Orb was still not having Exemplar version. Now with the Exemplar, it's just going to destroy not developed Legion. I'm not expecting to have not developed enemies. We're in the top KVK. I have no idea what we're doing here with MFD, but it is what it is. I mean, this is our destiny to be in the top KVK. Anyway, this is the second Legion I'm going to use with the Bertrand and Tohar. I'm going to have a Shadow Faedrake. This pet still is also in the process of developing, but I really need this Shadow Hunter to give extra 10% damage bonus over the Legion that we have captured on it. Your Legion deals more damage to the target infected with capture or captive. It's like for 2 seconds an extra 10%. It's going to be very good if your Bertrand and Tohar actually hit before the rest of the mages. Like this, the pet at least is going to try to fire up before the rest of your legions, and you're going to benefit from this extra 10%. Now, other legion that is going to give you some extra damage is going to be Thunderlyn. Now, Thunderlyn is also having this lightning also inflict numbness upon the target, reducing the march speed by 40 and increasing damage taken by 15%. So if you get like 10% from the pet, 15% from the Thunderlyn, is just going to be GG. And I plan actually to have Thunderlyn with Athius. I was planning to do this thing just because Athius is having this spell, 30% chance to get 60 rage. So I was like 100% sure Thunderlyn is going to fire up before everybody with Athius, and to put on Thunderlyn not Seraphic Faedrake, but to put this Shadow Faedrake. So Thunderlyn is going to apply Numbness, which is, I don't remember for how many seconds. It's for like 2 seconds, and at the same time, I hope the pet is also applying this damage taken increase. It's not going to stack because it's like 2 seconds. Normally, the flow is Commander, Deputy, and then the pet. I think I should actually have somewhere some fights from. Okay, this is actually a PvP, but yeah, we can actually check it out. One PvP. Maybe it's going to be battle log, and you're going to see that this is actually pet casted pet rage skill turn. Is that a pet? Oh yeah, since this I'm using, maybe this combo is not a good option. Maybe this one is going to be better. So let's check it out. This fight here. If it's not too late, okay, maybe going to be this one. Okay, battle log. Since here now I use Flaming Manticore over Yumink, and Flaming Manticore is having damage over time. Okay, so you cannot precisely see when the pet is going to fire up. So here is just heroes firing up. I don't see the pet firing up. Is that the pet one? Casted rage skill, casted rage skill, casted rage skill. I don't see the pet, but anyway, I was planning to do this thing with Thunderlyn, where I'm just going to try to put damage, increased damage over the target. So yeah, let's continue with the rest of the legions at the end of the day. So we was actually speaking about this one. From there, Goresh Skogul. I don't think I have to explain what here, but now I use Venom Lizard, but I start believing that maybe Venom Lizard is not the right pet, and Mossrock Ouroch is a very decent pet. Now I'm using Venom Lizard because it's also catching the mages and marksmans. Since Mossrock Ouroch is going to do this, how to say it, the range is melee range, so if you don't do a blink play, you're not going to benefit from this pet. So here, yeah, this is my pet I'm going to use here with the counter attack, trying to apply as much damage as I can with the pet. And Spirit Bond Torque. Now this Spirit Bond Torque is level 5, is having 20% infantry counter attack, very important because it's a additional effect and it's permanent, but still the taunt, the defense bonus, the normal attack damage taken reduction is increased by a lot. Also giving you 600 rage. So this is the third legion I'm using. From there is Yumink Gromara, having Dragon Fate like level 5. Example 1 is game changing. Definitely I'm going to expect the main damage of these 5 legions to be the Yumink one. It's just doing crazy amount of damage, all these things here. But anyway, this is just the artifact, and this is the Flaming Manticore. This is what I'm trying to say, is having this deals magic damage to the target and increase Molten Field, which deals magic damage every second, damage factor 40, up to 3 enemy legions for 3 seconds. That's why, you know, you saw that ticks from the pet. Still not fully developed. I put some critical damage, and critical rate is like 30% critical rate. Still need some regeneration. So far these 3 spells are nice, but it needs more. It actually needs more. And finally it's going to be Kuma with Joran with this Storm Arrow. Now this is going to be a legion that is going to teleport in the enemy direction. Joran is like level 55, by the way. Still needs how to say it, still need to be leveled up. I don't know how many. Okay, I'm having 56 right now. It's going to go 57 and 57 and something. Is slow in general. It's not full legion. It's not going to be full legion. Now what I like about Joran right now, from the skills I have this one full, and this is going to be the other one. Infantry defense bonus, counter attack damage factor 120 after successful parry against normal attacks. If I do a blink around the mages and they focus over my legion, I'm expecting to do a lot of parries. And one parry is actually you're receiving 0 damage, but at the same time you do a full counter attack. This is the beauty of the parry, and that's why I believe Joran is just broken hero at the end of the day. Still not like 6-star. Each of these stars is going to give me attack resistance and defense penetration. I'm still thinking, and I'm still I'm actually waiting for the other mages in Call of Dragons to see am I going to go for some of the new mages. I actually make like 5 mage legions, and I start thinking to actually focus my investments in other places, because yes, mages are the most efficient troop in Call of Dragons, there is no second opinion, but at the end of the day, those mages need time. Now if you want to do 20, 30, 40, 50 million merits, you have to be non-stop online, non-stop fighting. From this to be, for example, to have some infantry and cavalry, do a cavalry bomb, do an infantry bomb, and basically generating way more merits. And by infantry bomb I mean to you know, move your infantry with your hands, because some people are just throwing this infantry like a tanks, and they're like, but Burgas, I get 10 or 15k merits per report. Well, brother, you have to make it work at the end of the day with your infantry. So yeah, this is for the infantry, and the final legion I'm going to use. Obviously, I'm going to do a lot of blinking with this legion. I really hope Kuma get rage faster, so he can actually trigger his spell. Now, my Kuma is built around counter-attack. Joran is also having decent counter-attack. After hitting enemy with the blah blah blah, 15% skill damage, 5% march speed. Legion also gen and infantry skill damage increase, it counter-attack damage and also increase it by 5%. So yeah, this is the thing with these legions. Now this is when we're not having that many fights. What I mean by that is, for example, I don't know where we're going to have less fights, but you see the enemy starts not showing that much on the battlefield. You can basically go and throw like 2 infantry legions in the enemy direction, because the moment you kick them out from the zone, they're no longer going to enter in this zone, or at least the majority, like 90% from the cases, and you don't want to miss these fights with your infantry at the end of the day. The second one is going to be my main composition. This is going to be Liliya, Bertrand, Tohar. This is Goresh with Kuma, Yumink, Gromara, and Thunderlyn with Mu. So far, this is going to be the main main formation. 1 infantry legion, 4 mage legions. And finally, when I finish the stamina of my infantry, this is going to be the third combination I'm going to run out. It's going to be Liliya, Bertrand, Tohar, Thunderlyn with a Theus. It's a very good combo, surprisingly well doing. With the Vestal, so at least somebody to spread some 20% HP around my legions. And Yumink with Velen, not Yumink, Musiank with Velen. This is going to be the third composition. This is going to be in cases where basically we're doing some defense, not doing some aggressive way of playing, and I can actually get some good trades with my mages. So this is the 3 approaches I'm going to have this season. Obviously, it's going to be a very hard season. We're in the top KVK right now. The lance powers are like 35 billion, 23 billion, 33 billion, 27, 26 billion, and we are like 14 billion. Even can't have more billions from us, like 6 billion more. So we are basically very hard underdog here in this whole composition you're seeing. But yeah, we're in the top KVK. So this is going to be my approach for this season. Obviously, I'm going to try to get all the how to say it, of the elixirs and etc. We're having also this thing, what was the name, the way of Skiho, where, you know, race of remedy, treasure, timeless treasure, especially when there is elixirs inside. Absolutely brutal and very nice. So yeah, guys, this will be for this video. Here I'm going to put one other video that it can be interesting for you. Don't forget to like the video if you want to support this video, and if you want to support my channel, you can become a member and get early access to my videos and to my streams. I wish you a great day, and see you in the next video.